Well, when I made a video that basically detailed that I didn't believe Trump was going to secure this election, even though I completely believe that he was screwed and he did legitimately win, I was surprised that a lot of you took that stuff positively. And when I went further in that video and explained that I think that Trump was a complete and utter letdown, that he's completely unworthy of your fervor and support, I was surprised you guys went along with that too. I mean, a lot of you even watched the other thing I uploaded that day about the big truck memes, and I don't know if any of you at all are even aware of that very obscure meme, but you seem to like that too. I don't always know what you guys want as an audience, but if you're willing to consume black pills, I'm gonna have to keep giving them to you. The internet is almost over. I mean, the only way you're getting this kind of content from me is because I have no financial stake in YouTube, and I'm small enough to go beneath the notice of censors and left-wing radicals who flag the shit out of everything. I mean, even me, when I was smaller than I am now, still once got the full Jordan Peterson, your entire Google account, including your email and everything, was deleted, including your YouTube and all that. I got the full delete thing on a you were spam, you're spam because Antifa says so. Yeah, I got that before. But still, I still get away with things that nobody else can. And that's not going to happen for much longer. And there's not going to be really anywhere you can get away with shit. I mean, we don't even talk about how often, say, places like Gab and Parler and Brighteon and Library and shit keep coming under attack, that there is a lot of pressure from banker run fucking organizations. See, like the people who keep canceling even losers like Gavin McInnes and the Proud Boys and all that shit isn't even the media. It's bankers. It's MasterCard and Stripe and the Swift banking system and all this crazy shit is getting calls from somebody somewhere. Some shadowy organization is saying these people not only don't have a right to be on your publishing platform or whatever the fuck, your social media site, but they can't even have money. Like Chase Bank, J.P. Morgan Chase will close people's accounts. MasterCard and Stripe says you can't trade on PayPal, you can't do anything, you can't. Your ISPs will say that we can't even host your shit, whether it's Stormfront or whether it's some fucking stupid MAGA-peed Trump shit. The thing is, you have to realize how fragile, fake, gay, and corrupted everything is. All of this is bullshit. All of this is a house of cards that is currently in the act of tumbling and collapsing in slow motion. And within, I'd say, about 2 years, there's not going to be any such thing as free speech anymore. You can have free speech on a cell phone calling people or something. You're not going to be able, by the way, to organize. Your First Amendment rights are not just gone because the internet is being completely destroyed. It's being completely closed down by bankers. It's being completely closed down by tech giants who are all run by the same things, the same people who go to the same fucking holidays and the same retreats. They're all making the decisions and you have no say. You have no say at all. And it's not just at that level, because now with this whole COVID thing, you can't even organize. See, black people and leftists and commies can go into a city, murder people, burn literally billions of dollars worth of property to the ground. They can beat and rape people. They can do absolutely anything. And not only will, it's like hardly anybody will arrest them, but even if they get arrested, nobody will press charges because they've already owned all the DAs and shit. Well, now because they all own the government, not just the DAs and the police departments, but they also own, the mayors and the governors. You can't protest COVID shutdowns. You can't even go see a Ben Shapiro fucking or Jordan Peterson talk, with your basic bitch centrist garbage. You can't do any of that anymore. You will be arrested and you will get the book thrown at you. And say you want to counter-protest any of these murderous terrorists, these subhuman animals, these literal enemy combatants of the United States that the government is not interested in doing anything about, because you, the citizens, are actually the interest of the United States, and the government of this United States is not treating terrorists and murderers and people who arsonists and killers and rapists and child abusers. They don't care about any of these people who are literal enemies of this country. They care about you. They want you to go to jail. And if you do anything, they'll sue you, they'll fine you, and they'll put you in prison, and they actually will remember to fucking charge you. And if you try to talk about it, they'll censor you. And if you try to make a website about it, the ISP will drop it. And if you try to crowdfund any kind of resistance, the crowdfunding websites will drop it. Or if you try to personally crowdfund through your own websites and your own interests, your ISPs will shut it down. Or MasterCard will refuse to process the payments, or JP Morgan Chase will drop your bank account. They will do anything and everything to literally kill you. You are the enemy now. You, just a random regular person watching this. Just the fact that you even think a little bit like I do. You're enemy combatant. You are public enemy number one, and they are going to get you. It's already over. And what's frustrating is seeing people thinking that the big deal is Trump. You have to realize that Trump did nothing. And I mean nothing. But cut your taxes and make libtards cry. Not only did he not do any of the basic bitch cuck-servative shit that everybody really, really does want, even the people who aren't cuck-servatives. He didn't do the immigration reform. He didn't build the wall. He didn't cancel DACA. He didn't really get away with hardly anything. I mean, he managed to sort of repeal Obamacare, but it's going to come right back under Biden. So, did he do anything to get rid of Hillary? Did he do anything to get rid of Obama? Did he do anything to expose or even talk about or, use any of his time to talk about Fast and the Furious? I mean, he mentioned that he was spied on like 3 or 4 times. Did he ever, do anything about that? No. Did anybody tell you anything was done? Maybe some lawsuit happened for a second and then was dismissed, and, nothing came of that incredibly illegal shit Obama did. Nothing happened. Did he drain any of the swamp? No. Did his cabinet immediately fill with the swamp? Yes. Your Jared Kushners and those types were basically calling the shots the whole entire time. Trump didn't do shit. And if he does somehow pull off some sort of thing, he's not going to do shit. And the thing that annoys me to no fucking end is it wasn't just that he was some ignorant idiot. It was that he was a pussy. He knows, and he talked about big tech censorship. He knows, and he talked about banks and shit pulling this kind of fucking, violating the Constitution on equal protections and everything. He knows. So they've proven that they can destroy every single aspect of your life, from the social to the financial to the political. Your vote doesn't matter. Your money is not yours. Your rights don't exist. You have no voice, and nothing you do will ever stop it, because they've already proven that they will absolutely, unequivocally kill you if you try to stop it. So, I know that this is kind of a shift from the way I was talking about last year, but this is what happens when you keep looking into things. None of what I just said is conspiracy theory. It's not space aliens, okay? It's bankers. It's not space aliens. It's the NSA, the ATF, the FBI, okay? It's not the Illuminati or the Bilderberg Group. Actually, it probably is guys like the Trilateral Corporation, the Bilderberg Group and shit, but they're not reptilians. They're corrupt, fucking authoritarian despots. There's nothing weird or esoteric or difficult to believe. This is not flat earth theory or the space is fake or it's a geocentric model or some shit. It's not young earth creationism. It's simple power and money. And whatever these people really want to do, it involves you having no rights whatsoever. You don't have it. Whatever they want to do, whatever it is, involves taking the Constitution, tearing it up, stuffing it into a pipe and saying, "Here, you fucking bullshit prole, fucking smoke this," because that's the last you're ever gonna see of any of these fucking rights. They're not yours. No Second Amendment. No First. No Third. No Fourth. You will be spied on. You will fucking go. They'll just throw the book at you. Like they'll say like, "Oh, you did this misdemeanor thing. We're gonna put you into jail for 100 years on a bunch of trumped up felony charges. We're gonna make up all this shit." And did you resist this fucking fraud? I mean, like, you remember the General Flynn guy? That's a fucking general. That's a politician that's supposedly a swamp creature himself. And they're like, we wanted to put you in jail for 20 years. Didn't they try to do that shit to Roger Stone too? Just some old dude who writes articles, and they're like, oh, you lied to the FBI. We won't say what you said was a lie, or we can't prove that you didn't honestly give an answer that might have been incorrect, outside of your knowledge. Whatever, just because we felt that we didn't like the way you answered an interview with the fucking FBI, which for some reason operates under rules completely different from any other law enforcement agency or police department, where you have to tell them the truth or they'll put you in prison forever, even though they're not a court. They're not a fucking court. You're not sworn in to talk to the FBI. They can just say, oh, you lied to us during a federal investigation. Go to jail for 25 fucking years. What the fuck is that? Did you guys know they can do that? Because they can absolutely fucking do that. And if you think about it, what has the FBI been doing a lot lately since the whole Mueller report shit ended? Haven't they been like looking into hate crimes and looking into people posting on the internet? And haven't they been trying to shut down right-wing rallies? And imagine if you tell them something they don't like while they are obviously politically targeting you, and they can just send you to jail for 20 years because they don't like your fucking face. That's the world you already live in, and they're doing everything they can to compound the problem I just described to you in a fucking exponential stratospheric level, and there's nothing you can do about it. So it's laughable to even worry about the Trump election. It's laughable to even worry about a Biden or Kamala Harris presidency. You should know that the government is entirely subverted. It's a fake prison system. Just like Alex Jones has always said, you're in the prison planet, you're in the jail, dude. Everything is fake and gay. Like I said, no space aliens, no Satanists. It's child molesters and fucking this Epstein shit. Epstein was a honeypotter, dude. He had a bunch of politicians and Prince Charles and shit all raping kids so that they could blackmail them. That's the way the system works. That's how they keep all each other in check. That's as far as I can go in conspiracy theories, because that's obviously the case. This shit with Ghislaine Maxwell and all the shit you've been seeing in the Me Too in Hollywood, that rape and pedophilia is used as a means of control, not just of women, but of men. Blackmail. And that is the way that these people enforce this evil system, at least on some, but probably all levels. I mean, that is the furthest you can go with conspiracy theorists, and what person in their right mind believes Epstein killed himself? So exactly how far out there am I really? How extreme am I? Am I telling you to do anything other than being aware? Do you think I have any idea what you actually can do? I would just hope that people who know more about like what you actually can do legally or extra legally would even know what to do. I'm just telling you that a startling amount of the population does not know that there is no justice. There's nothing real about the American system. Everything is at the despotic whim of a tyrant at every level. You're at the mercy of your police chief, of your district attorney, to your mayor, to your governor, to your senator, to your president, and none of them give a fuck about you, and all they care about is banker money. And somebody amongst the bankers, or who is in charge of these bankers, or influences these bankers, is telling them to tell everybody else at every level everything comes down from lobbyists. Everything does come down from money in politics. It's one thing that some leftists and right-wing people have absolutely correct, that it's all about the money. But the money is coming down telling people to control you, to kill you, to take your rights away, and to put you in a fucking jail. There's someone out there that wants the white race to literally disappear, and that's not just some white supremacist fucking thing. They say that. Joe Biden is on camera gleefully smiling to a crowd of fucking white people saying, oh, hey, by the way, whites will be the minority by 2040. Isn't that grand? And everybody laughs and claps. What the fuck is that? No, I'm asking you. No, I'm not telling you. I'm asking you. What the fuck do you think that means? Is that a conspiracy theory? I mean, we already got a media that fucking tells you that Joe Biden didn't do quid pro quo with Ukraine and, didn't fucking do a whole bunch of other criminal shit that we know he did with China and with his fucking son Hunter Biden that we know he did. Do you think they'll admit that Joe Biden literally believes and wants and promotes white genocide? Is that really a fucking white nationalist Nazi talking point? Or is that also shit that's in English political propaganda? It's in Swedish and German political propaganda. It's in Canadian political propaganda. It's in Australian and New Zealand fucking political propaganda. Why? No, I'm not telling you. I'm asking you. Why? This is way beyond the patriarchy and the feminism. This is people way beyond even universities. It's even beyond the PR department of your fucking company. This is dudes with tens and hundreds of billions of dollars calling shots in clandestine meetings. And the shit they want doesn't make any sense. You got Disney that'll piss away billions of dollars just to sink the Star Wars franchise, seemingly. I mean, I'm just guessing. I can't say anybody admitted to this, but it looked like they just kind of wanted to destroy this piece of Americana because they could. Same with like Terminator. Every nerd franchise, they're fucking up all the video games. They're fucking up all the TV shows. They're fucking up everything they can find that you like. And they're pissing away tens of billions of dollars of profit to do it. Why? Why are they doing this? What about the destruction of your fucking soul is worth hundreds of billions of dollars? Well, apparently, we're getting to people who are so rich that money just has no fucking meaning. That they have more money than they could spend in 100 lifetimes, and what they want to do with this money is fuck people up. Just imagine your average soy boy Antifa fucker who wants to run around and burn dumpsters. Now take that guy, put him in a position of global fucking power, and give him a literally unthinkable amount of money. Do you know how much $1 billion is? That's $1,000,000,000. Now, what about a guy who has $100 billion? That's a man with $100,000,000,000. Can you even think about what you, some middle class fucker who makes 50 grand a year, if you're lucky, or maybe you're doing great and you're doing 100 grand a year? What would you do with $100 billion? That's 100 million. It's like it's like 100 times a billion, and a billion is 1,000 million, and a million is 10 times 100,000. These, dude, I was never good at math in school, so maybe this doesn't blow your fucking mind like I do. But what would you do? There's not enough like alcohol and drugs and hookers and mansions and cars and plane rides and fucking, you could buy a fucking island and you would still have so much money that you couldn't spend it if you fucking tried. Now imagine you take that person and you corrupt them with a fucking subversive and violent and sadistic political ideology and then give them infinite disposable income. Isn't that weird? Have any of you thought about why, you look at like Jack Dorsey and he's just some fucking dweeb who had a good idea with Twitter, or Mark Zuckerberg, same thing, just some fucking dweeb. Have you seen The Social Network? It's a pretty accurate description of the guy's takeover of Facebook. He's a fucking dweeb, and he has infinite money, and the way he made that money is not by selling Facebook to you. You didn't buy Facebook. What he did is he sold your personal data to China and India, and he just basically repackaged and took what you like and what you masturbate to and everything and sold it to 100,000 people over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. That's the world you live in. Do I have to say any more? Because I could keep going on with how weird and perverse all this shit is. And none of it's conspiracy theory. Everything's true. Reality is so much fucking weirder than fiction. Because fiction, the only way that fiction is digestible and entertaining is if it's plausible. It might be outlandish, or it might, be something that violates the laws of physics or contains magic or mystical elements, but it's all a plausible story. And you look at reality, and reality doesn't make any fucking sense at all. It seems entirely implausible. Why the fuck would Disney and DC fuck up all this shit when they could be making Marvel bucks? Like, why would they do so well and do so good with Marvel? It's debatable in my opinion, but this is just nerd fucking shit. It doesn't matter. Nerd cape shit. And then why would they fuck Star Wars? What is it about Star Wars that made them want to destroy it? Because Bob Iger, Kathleen Kennedy, everyone from the top to the bottom signed off on exactly how all that shit went down. And no matter how mad everybody got, and got more mad as it went on, they didn't try to change anything. Same with DC. Same with all the comics. By the way, even Marvel's comics are garbage. And you take all these video games that are selling less, and they're depending on predatory gambling microtransactions, which they shouldn't be allowed to target children with. And somehow, even if they get sued for putting literal slot machines into their games that kids can just put a credit card into, in a game that's literally designed for everyone, instead of, how about, like, in order to gamble in the United States, you have to be like 21. So why are they allowed to put slot machines in kids' games? And they don't have to change the ESRB rating. They don't have to take the content out of the game. They don't have to refund any of the money there've been kids who've emptied their parents' bank accounts into fucking EA shit, and never had to pay any of the money back. Didn't have to they were just shit out of luck. The kid just spent fucking 10 grand on Madden Ultimate Team cards, and you're fucked. Or FIFA Ultimate Team, whatever the fuck, to try to get Ronald Deal, fucking Souza, or whatever the fuck the best guy is. So what is the guy? Ronald Deal, fucking Italian, fucking Mario Soccer. Dun, 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 dun. Why are they allowed to do this shit? That's all blatantly illegal. It's because the law is not real. I'm done rambling because I'm going off into all these weird little tangents. But you're seeing it's like this fractal where you can get even deeper and deeper into the pattern, or further and further out. And what does it form? Just a great big coiled stinking turd all the way through. It's all bullshit. All of it. It's been bullshit. The bullshit will only get worse. The pile will increase. It'll just be septic tank America. I get to spend so long just lording my superior country with my superior culture and my superior rights and my basically superiority as a human being over all of the other white countries of the world. Fuck you, Germany, you're garbage. France, you're absolutely garbage. UK, you are the 9th fucking circle of hell. You are worthless trash. Canada, you're garbage. Australia, you're a fucking mafioso country where you're all just fucking slaves. And I'm better than you. My country sucks, and yet I am better than all of you. America's not going to be better than all of these countries for much longer. We're going to be in the same bullshit gulag jail as everybody else very soon.